So in the last session, we discussed what are the topics we are going to learn here. So before starting our shell scripting, first I'll give basic knowledge of operating system. As I told you yesterday. So why Linux? Why Unix Linux shell scripting? Why people are switching to this Linux operating system? Why shell scripting on Linux? Means there are some features we have in Linux operating system. There are some features, advantages we have. So that we'll discuss. So first is open source. Means source code we get along with the operating system. In Linux, source code we get along with the operating system. Means operating system is free here. We can download and install operating system. In Windows means, so they'll charge for the operating system license fee. They'll charge for the license fee. But in Linux, it is not like that. They'll not charge for any license fee. Okay, it is free to everyone. That is one thing. And you will get source with right permission. It means if you want to modify, if you want to create your own commands, if you want to create your own script, okay, you can do that because source code we get with right permission. If we can create our own commands, we can modify the commands. You can change the complete view of commands also. Complete view of operating system we can change. I'm repeating. Open source. When source code we get along with the operating system. Operating system license key is free. Anyone can download and install. No need to pay for the license key. Okay, and the second one is source code we get with right permission. So you can modify your operating system as per your requirement. So that is also advantage. And next one is multitasking. Multiple tasks we can perform at a time. You can run multiple applications at a time. This feature is there in most of the operating system. Even in Windows also, we are able to open multiple applications at a time, right? So same option is available in Linux also. Multiple applications we can run at a time. And multi-user. Multiple users can log in at a time and they can perform multiple tasks at a time. It means types of operating system. There are three types of operating systems. Single user, single task operating system, single user, multitask operating system, and multi-user, multitask operating system. Single user, single task, single user, multitask, and multi-user, multitask. So there are three types of operating system. So first is single user, single task. Here, only one user can log in. That user can perform only one task. Okay. Example is DOS, disk operating system. This is our first operating system. In this operating system, only one user can log in at a time. That user can perform only one task. It means if they are running any one application, they want to run another application, they cannot run. Only one task they can perform at a time. That is single user, single task. Example for that is DOS, disk operating system. This is the first operating system we have. And second type of operating system is Single user multitask. Here, only one user can log in at a time. How many users you created? Still, you can click on only one user account, but that user can perform multiple tasks. They can run multiple applications at a time. Means they're watching movie in the same time they want to open PPT, they want to open Adobe Reader, they want to listen the songs from another player. So like this, multiple tasks they can perform at a time, but as only one user. If they want to log in into another user, first they will log out from one user, then they will log in into another user. That is single user multitasking. Example for single user multitasking is Windows. In Windows, how many users list it is showing? How many users list it is showing when you switch on your system. Still, you can log in into one user only, right? But that user can perform multiple tasks. So single user multitask means Windows is an example. And next one is multi-user multitasking. Here, multiple users can log in at a time. When you switch on your computer, you can log in into multiple users at a time. And every user can perform multiple tasks. Example is Linux. In Linux, multiple users can log in and every user can perform multitasking at a time. So how to create users, how to log in multiple users at a time, this all I will show you practically. What are the features I am explaining? Everything I'll show practically also in our further classes. Multi-user, multitasking. So this is also advantage future we have in Linux. So open source code we get along with the operating system. Means no need to pay for the license key. License key is free. Multiple users can log in and they can perform multiple tasking. So multi-user, multitasking. And portability. Portability means can be installed on all hardware architecture. It doesn't require any specific hardware environment. You can install in any hardware environment. If you have 512 MB RAM, 10 GB hard disk is there also, you can install Linux. It's suppose. It's suppose least hardware environment, and any hardware environment means you are using different hardware components. So there you can, Linux supports it. You can install it. See, we have specific operating systems like AIX server. There is an operating system called AIX server. If you want to install AIX server means we need IBM computer only. In IBM architecture only you can install that operating system. But Linux is not like that. It works with any company device. Even Windows also works with any company device. But in Linux, if you have least hardware components also, it supports installation. That is also advantage of Linux. Clear these 4 points: open source, multitasking, multi-user, and portability. Clear these points. Any doubts are there, you can ask me. Definitely, I will clarify it. Is that clear? 4 points are clear? And next one is scalability. Scalability means same operating system can be used on normal desktop PC to supercomputer. Operating system is same. Operating system is same. We don't have separate operating systems for client PCs and server PCs. In Windows means client operating system is different, server operating system is different. That is in Windows. Client operating system is different, server operating system is different. We have client operating systems like 95, 98, ME, XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 11. These are client operating systems we have. Server operating systems means NT 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, 2016. These are the server operating systems. So it means in Windows, client operating system is different, server operating system is different. So if you want to be Windows administrator, if you want to learn completely Windows configurations, you must know both configurations. But in Linux, client operating system, server operating system, there is no separate operating system. We have only one operating system. So you can use that operating system as a client operating system or server operating system as per your requirement. In Windows, see, generally we install in laptops and desktops. Nowadays, we are using Windows 10, Windows 11 operating systems, right? All of a sudden, if you want to configure FTP, DNS, DHCP, something, servers you want to configure, your operating systems will not support it. Then what to do? We install server operating systems, will purchase server license key and will install it and will use it. But in client machine, you cannot use it as a server. That is in Windows. Now coming to Linux, here we have only one operating system. Okay, so here generally you install operating system. You are creating files, folders, general purpose you are using. All of a sudden, if you want to configure DNS, DHCP, FTP in Linux machines, you can install directly. You can install directly. So no need to change the operating system. So that is also advantage here. So in Linux, whatever the commands we learn practically, the same commands in real time also they will use. No difference because operating system is same. In our home PCs and office PCs, operating system is same in Linux. That is also advantage. And next one is reliability. We can trust Linux operating system. Why you can trust Linux? Because large servers has been running without a single second of downtime. No downtime in Linux. No need to restart the computer. If you are updating, excuse me, if you are updating something, you are uninstalling and installing something, whatever you do, you're creating something. No need to restart the computer. Even if you install any latest updates, generally, Windows PCs will ask for the restart. Even our mobiles will ask for the restart if it is once it is updated. But in Linux machine, no need to restart the computer. Without restarting the computer, we can update everything. So that is also advantage of Linux. We can trust it because no downtime. See, nowadays, simple example. When you are trying to access your online transitions like Google Pay, Phone Pay, even if you're trying to do any online transitions, even if you're trying to check the balance also, you'll get the message like currently server is not available. Because when the main servers are updating, so they will not do other works. Once everything is updated in servers, they will restart the server. Once server is restarted, so it will stop all the applications, then again administrators will on the applications. So that is downtime only. But that problem is not in Linux. No need to restart the computer to update the information. That is also advantage in Linux. So we can trust Linux because no need to restart the computer. Clear these 2 points, scalability and reliability. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
protected. Next point is security. Linux is secure. Last 2 points are clear. Can someone confirm so that I will go with the security points?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Done. So Linux is secure. Linux is secure because in Linux inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux is there. IP table is nothing but firewalls. In Windows we call firewall. In Linux we call IP tables. So even in Windows they will enable and they will give. If you want we can disable it. Okay. So inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux, secured enhanced Linux. IP tables are used to secure networking files. SC Linux is used to secure local files. So inbuilt IP tables are there. It is used to secure networking files. And SC Linux, secured enhanced Linux, which is used to secure local files. So this is available by default. And next, this is one reason why Linux is secure. And next point, in Linux, it works with command line interface. Linux works with command line interface, black screen with white fonts. Okay, so when Linux is working with all commands, those who know commands, they only can access something from your computer. Without knowing Linux commands, no one can access your computer. No one can configure anything in your computer. Linux is secure. I'm repeating, Linux is secure because in Linux inbuilt IP tables are there, means firewall is there and SC Linux is there. Firewalls are IP, here we call IP tables. So IP tables are used to secure networking files and SC Linux is used to secure local files. And second point, why Linux is secure means because it works with command line interface. Linux works with command line interface. So those who know commands, they only can configure something in your computer. Without knowing commands, no one can configure anything. No one can even log in into your computer also if they don't know commands. So that is also advantage. Okay. And next, Linux is secure. Another point, Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Without password, we cannot log in into any user account. For every user, password authentication is compulsory. If you created a user and if you don't generate the password also, when you log in, if you try to click on that, if you try to log in into the user, it will ask for the password. So without password, we cannot log in into any user account. Okay, so that is also reason why Linux is secure. Without our permission, no one can access the computer because for every user, password authentication is available. I'm repeating. Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux is there. IP tables are used to secure networking files and SC Linux is used to secure local files. Okay. Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Linux is secure because it works with command line interface. So without commands, without knowing commands, we cannot configure anything in Linux machine. Okay. And Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. No next finish, no auto runs in Linux machines. Everything you have to configure manually. Okay, so that is also one reason why Linux is secure. Linux is secure because in Linux, we can encrypt a file by assigning password. See, there is an important file, something important data you added, your account details, passwords, office details, something. Confidential information is there in your file. You can encrypt it. Encryption means what? Converting it into secure format, which no one can understand. You can encrypt that file content into by using password. Once a file is encrypted by assigning password, if someone else is trying to check the content of our file, it will display the content in encrypted format. So they cannot understand. If someone else is trying to open our file, it will ask for the password. Without password, we cannot open the file also. Okay, so that is also one reason why Linux is secure. How to encrypt a file by assigning password, I will show you practically. That is important also, I'll show you practically. And there is no setup files. Everything you will get as a configuration files. Everything we get as a configuration file. We have to configure everything. You want to share something, you want to install any applications, everything we configure manually. Configurations I will show you in Linux administration class. So in as we are in shell scripting, we don't see that configuration, server configurations. So these are reasons why Linux is secure. I'm repeating. Linux is secure because inbuilt IP tables and SC Linux is there. IP tables are used to secure networking files. SC Linux is used to secure local files. Linux is secure because it works with command line interface, means commands. It works with commands. Those who know commands, they only can configure Linux operating system. Linux is secure because for every user, password authentication is compulsory. Without password, we cannot log in into any user. Linux is secure because it doesn't support exe files. No next finish, no auto runs. Linux is secure because we can encrypt a file by assigning password. And Linux is secure because no setup files, everything we get as a configuration file. We configure everything manually. So these are the few reasons why Linux wins, why people are switching to Linux, why technologies are coming with Linux. Since these are the few reasons why people are coming to UNIX Linux shell scripting, means people are using it. See, whatever shell scripting we learn here, that scripting works with Unix machines and Linux machines. Okay, the commands works with both, all Unix flavors that commands works. And Linux is faster also. It is faster also because Linux works with command line interface, right? So it will not use more graphics, black screen with white font only. So it will works very fastly. And there is a kernel also, sorry, there is a swap memory also in Linux, which is used to increase the speed of RAM. Swap memory means virtual memory. We create virtually memory from hard disk to increase the speed of RAM. That I will show you while installing the operating system, how to create virtual memory. Now, if I have 1 GB RAM, I can add 2 GB virtual memory to my RAM, means 2 plus 1, 3 GB. Using 3 GB space, your RAM will work. That I will show you practically while installing the operating system. So these are many reasons why Linux wins, why people are switching to Linux wins. So you clear these points? In tomorrow's session, I will show you, I will explain you what are the default directories we get along with the operating system. Once we install the operating system, what we get along with the operating system, that I will explain. Then I will show you how to install the operating system. So once OS installation is done, every day there will be practicals. Daily practicals will be there. Only starting classes, theory classes. Okay. And the two I'm waiting for the student and I'm starting. But once the practicals are started, once the link is changed, timings we will maintain. Okay, even tomorrow, if you only attended, if you two are there, I'll start the session. I'll not wait. Okay. So this is about today's session, futures of Linux. Any doubts are there, you can ask me, or you can message me on the chat box also. Okay. So once you register, you will get the Telegram link also. So from there also you can ask me the questions if you have any doubts. So this is about today's session. Thank you so much. We'll meet on the next session.